Is Connor Bedard more of a lover than a fighter? Welcome back, motherfuckers, to the Pucked Up Podcast. I'm your host, D-Bag, joined by the beautiful Danger Water. Chris, you threw me off by being so appalled by my opening. And that's Chris. He doesn't get a special intro because I could tell he was laughing at me on the inside.
Start fucking voguing. That's what you get.
Yeah, exactly. Fucking fair, man. Welcome back, y'all. This is the Pucked Up Podcast, where we talk about hockey and bullshit.
Mostly bullshit.
Mostly
Sometimes
bullshit.
We talk about hockey.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Thank you all for joining us last week for the first episode of our third fucking season.
It's nuts.
Now we're in episode 2, bitches.
With this badass overlay that we finally found the replacements. Danger killed it this year. This is fucking sick.
Thank you.
Absolutely. And as you'll notice down in the, well, I don't know what corner I'm in. I think it's down in this corner. Yell at me in the YouTube comments if it's not. But we have our in memoriam of Wild Granny there. You'll see that all season as we continue to honor Danger's incredible grandmother as we go through the rest of the season. Yeah.
Yeah. Had to make something nice for her.
It looks really good.
It looks really dope.
I like it a lot.
Absolutely. Yeah. Well, y'all, normally we start this podcast by jumping straight into the PWHL news, but there is none. Everything that we had talked about came out ahead of our last podcast, and then there's been nothing because they're still in their off season. So no new updates for there. Just continue to look out for their November camp series, as well as their preseason games, and then the start of their actual season in late November. So I guess with that, we'll jump straight over into the NHL news, of which there has been a plenty. I think last week we talked about some of the contract negotiation with Jeremy Swayman, and I think that Chris has a very importante update for us.
So we can all stop wondering about where Jeremy Swayman is going to end up. He officially re-signed with the Boston Bruins the other day. In a nice little cushy contract. He signed an 8-year, $66 million deal, which should average out annually to about $8.25 million. Listen, we talked about it last week. Jeremy Swayman is a top 5 goaltender in the NHL, and he deserves to be paid like one. He's earned that right. What in the fuck? Oh, there we go. Yeah, he has earned. Something just went off in my ears.
It, I think, was my Snapchat.
No, it's
okay.
Whatever website I'm on is trying to feed me some game highlights, and I don't want to watch them. But yeah, listen, Swayman has earned the right to be paid the way he should be. The talks we had heard last week were terrible. Like, 6.2 for 4 years. Like, come on. Like, this man literally is the reason that team went to the playoffs. Like,
I have to say, though, I am stunned that Swayman still decided to sign with them. I think he's made a home in the Bruins organization for sure. But if that were me, and that's all I'm coming at this from, if that were me, I would be like, fuck y'all. You lowballed me for months, made me feel like shit, publicly talked about me in the media being like, well, I would have 64 million reasons to sign if I were him, or to be at training camp or whatever the fuck it was he said. That kind of, to me, disrespect is like, okay, good luck. Have fun without me next season, bitches. Yeah. And I would have been gone. Like, that's all it would have been. So I was actually really stunned to see the announcement come through and that he was sticking around in Boston.
Yeah, I was too. I agree.
Yeah, the biggest thing there is, like you said, when your team president is throwing shade at you in the media while all of this, while also throwing out a number that wasn't even fucking discussed, apparently.
Mm-hmm.
That's super not cool. Like,
Yeah.
I understand wanting to get a term that works for both parties, right? Obviously, Jeremy deserves the right to be paid accordingly, and the Bruins have a salary cap that they have to meet. You know, you understanding both sides, and the fact that they were far apart for a good amount of time, I understand. But like, you can't have people throwing fucking shots at your players, because that all that would have done, like you, D, for me, I would have been like, deuces.
Yeah.
I am not dealing with this shit. Because again, like I said last week, there are 31 other teams that would be like, hi, Jeremy. What's what you doing?
Well, and so that is something that I wonder, like, I would kill to be an actual NHL insider. And I just feel like there had to have been conversations with other teams, and the discussion must have been something along the lines of, we can't pay you that this year, or we can't guarantee a lengthy contract. And those two things might have been very important to Swayman. And I understand and respect that. I mean, 8 years is not, like, that's a major fucking deal to be locked in for 8 years. So it might have been that he didn't think he was going to get the length of time that he wanted anywhere else. And so that's why he was like, all right, I'll stick in this fuck-ass organization, but y'all better show me some respect. And that's what I hope he said to him.
Back up my name.
I genuinely hope that he said that.
That's super fair, because, like, it's one of those situations where it's hard as a restricted free agent. I mean, look at what we were going to be seeing with Martin Necas this offseason if they didn't agree to terms with a contract in Carolina. I mean, he obviously was paid another player who had earned that right to be paid handsomely, and he got it. I mean, who's not going to throw money at Martin Necas? But yeah, it just, what a weird situation it is in Boston, especially with the fact that you trade away Allmark, right?
His best friend.
His best friend. But not only that,
but also a killer goalie.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
He's hard to.
Yeah, he's gonna go
I
crush
was shocked
it
by that one.
Yeah,
but I get it though, because you have to free up cap space. You have all these players you're gonna have to start paying soon, and that Pastrnak contract isn't cheap, and it shouldn't be cheap because he's easily the best player on the team. Again, another player anyone would kill to have is David Pastrnak.
Absolutely.
But it's like, I'm disappointed in the Bruins for the way that they handled it. I'm excited to see where this goes for them, and if Swayman's good, because he missed all of preseason and training camp. I'm excited to see what he does, but I'm happy for the guy. He finally got paid the way he's earned. He's 25, like, he's got all the time in the world to go make that bread and try to win a cup, because fuck Boston. What are you doing? Figure it out.
Yeah. Get it together. Yeah, I was surprised, but I mean, congratulations, I guess, is really what it ends with. And I think they did say that Korpisalo is going to be starting in net on their first on their regular season opener tonight, I guess it is.
It's a question right now.
Is it really?
Yes, it is a question. So for those who are listening, this will be out on the day it's out. You guys will all know the answer, but there's a chance that Swayman starts.
Why?
Because he's their number one goaltender.
Well, they put out in multiple press releases that it's going to be Korpisalo because he was there for training camp, and so it had been decided before the Swayman signing. So I would be surprised.
NHL.com, Jeremy Swayman could potentially start in goal for Boston when they open their season against the Florida Panthers. Bruins coach Jim Montgomery would not reveal whether Swayman or Jonas Korpisalo would start after the morning skate on Tuesday. Korpisalo was the first goalie on the ice.
Interesting.
Montgomery said they know who's playing.
I
Okay.
fucking hope they know who's playing.
I would imagine that that's more of a this is a secret to us and you will all find
Yeah.
out type deal.
It's a secret.
Shh. But I mean,
They're
I guess
supposed to have started by now. I think they might be running behind because I don't see anything about who's in goal. Korpisalo
think
is starting.
is Korpisalo
Wow.
playing?
If you hover over, they have the players' numbers on ice, and Korpisalo is 70.
Okay,
If over,
so
you get his little picture.
oh yep, I see it right there. All right, so
Jonas
so
Korpisalo.
that answers
starting
the
in net.
question. Yep,
Yep.
Korpisalo is starting.
So we will continue to monitor that situation coming out of Boston.
For sure. Next week we might have some more to talk about.
Yeah, right. What idiots? No, we won't say that out loud.
But for real.
It wouldn't be the
However,
first time.
we might be calling someone else an idiot. Because we just recently had the Global Series game, which
yeah.
was
we had two of them.
we had two. Yes, sorry.
Yeah.
And it was in
Prague.
Prague.
Yeah.
That's what I thought. I don't know why. Presented by Fastenel.
I got
is
you.
who. Thank you. I was like, it literally said it nowhere on the page, and I was like, the fuck? All I see is EHC Red Bull München, and I'm like, I don't know what the fuck that is.
That's yeah.
Have no idea. Anyway, besides the point. There were two games. It was the Devils and the Sabres in both games. And let's just say the Devils beat the shit out of the Sabres.
Yeah.
Which is reflected in my stats for a fantasy league. It was just
Yeah,
how
'cause-
bad they did.
Doesn't Danger have Markstrom?
Mhm.
Yeah, that'll.
Yeah. She got fucking 8 points because Markstrom was playing goddamn lights out, which I mean, shout out to him. Good for him. Happy for him.
Yeah, I mean, I have 10 fucking points because I have, I have Heeshier, I have, there's,
Yep.
I have, 2 or 3 players from the fucking, Devils, and it was wheelp.
Yep. It was 4-1 on Friday and 3-1 on Saturday. Yeah. Tage Thompson did score for the Sabres. And Devin Levi made 34 saves in his season debut. However, Jack Hughes had 2 assists. Seamus Casey scored his first NHL goal. Shout out to Seamus. I love that
which
name.
I thought was cool.
Yeah. It's only his second NHL. And he tied it up at 1-1 with a power play goal at 11:59 in the game.
Hell yeah.
They were cool games to watch. All hockey is cool.
Facts.
Watching the Devils win reassured a few things for me. One, the Devils are better than their early exit last year. 2, the Sabres are not deep enough into a retooling to actually be a threat. I don't know how anyone else felt.
So I can agree with you on the Devils for sure, because whether or not they were good last year, I think really depended on the amount of injuries that they were plagued with last year, which fucked them massively. But again, you go out and you add some pieces, you fucking finally get the one thing you needed, which was goaltending.
Mhm.
That team looks ready to go for the season. I'm not ready to hit the panic button on Buffalo yet.
I'm not panicking, but it's not giving me fuck yeah, they're going to kill it vibes.
Right.
You know what I mean? And there are other teams that are giving me fuck yeah, they're going to kill it vibes.
Oh, for sure. I think the beauty of the NHL is it's an 82 game season. So, good news for Buffalo is they have 80 games to turn this around. And like we've talked about the past few years, the talent is there. It's just chemistry, personnel linings, and their coaching, I think might need to be helped. But again, the season just started. But yeah, they're not lighting the world on fire right now. And
My prediction,
hey guys.
My prediction right now is that if we don't see Buffalo with a winning record by December, January, we're seeing coaching changeover.
And they just hired Lindy Ruff again. They just brought Lindy Ruff back.
But I honestly feel like they're going to be like, we expected you to come in here and, whip shit into shape, and you're not doing that. So see you later. Like, I think we're going to see a quick turnover. It's not unheard of. We've definitely seen that happen across many a team in past years. But I think we'll see it again. Just because there is talent on that team. There really is.
They have plenty of it.
So if they don't start stepping up, that's not, to me, if you have all the talent in the world and they're not winning, then you got to look at coaching. And I feel the same way looking at you, fucking Edmonton. You have all of the talent, literally, in the world.
You have the two best players on the fucking planet on your team.
And you haven't brought home a cup. And so I think we see coaching changes, is all I'm saying. That's my thought on that. Yeah. And then I know, Danger, you'll have a note from that game later, since there was a concussion in that game.
There was,
yeah.
So we'll talk about that in a bit here.
Yeah.
That was a big hit.
It was a big hit.
That was a big hit.
Yeah. Actually, there's been quite a few big hits happening, including one that we'll talk about with Danger later, because we have another suspension, another naughty boy on the list, which is very interesting. Yeah. And actually, since I brought up naughty boys, do we want to talk about the NHL's newest naughty boy? And Connor Bedard, which is like absolutely not something I thought I was going to say in this kid's second season in the NHL.
Right. So little baby boy decided to go after, I can't remember who it was against.
Zach Bolduc.
Thank you. And so Connor was quoted as saying, I was getting into it, and then our whole team jumps in there. That's the brotherhood you need. It's cool to see. Yeah. To see Corch kind of chucking him. I don't know what that means. I messed up her. But their head coach, Luke Richardson, was unhappy with Connor's decision here to get into it. Connor definitely threw the first couple of punches. Mm-hmm. And Richardson was quoted as saying, I think Connor needs to stay out of that stuff if he could. But I like the thought process of it and his mentality that he's not going to take anything from anybody out there, which is fine. He probably beefed up a little bit in the off season. Yep, he's excited. He's going to prove to these, NHLers that he's not going to take any shit from anybody. Which is fine. I love that. We've said it before. We'll say it again. We love good hockey fights here.
Oh, yeah. Big time.
But I don't know that you want to be starting shit by punching a dude bigger than you in the face when it's your second season with the NHL. And that's not really your place on the team.
Mm-hmm.
First rule of the yard, hit the biggest guy.
Yeah.
Let's see him go after Rempe or somebody like that.
Yeah.
Rempe would put him in the fucking hospital, honestly.
Rempe would fucking ruin him.
Yeah.
Right. But if that's the mentality, then really go after the biggest guy in the yard.
Yeah.
And even though I'm pretty sure he got ejected from that game for his
He did get ejected. He did get ejected, which is interesting.
Yeah, he managed to get 3 assists, a plus-minus of +1.
Nice.
And 2 penalty minutes.
The kid's a savage. Listen, I am all for this sort of attitude with him. But, homie, you gotta pick the time and the place.
Yeah.
You have to realize that there are certain hills you don't want to die on. And, like,
Right.
I'm all for players being able to defend themselves and stick up for themselves. So think of Crosby for the longest time. Everyone said, "Oh, he can't fight this and that." I have seen Crosby in the last 6 years be in more fights than he's ever been in, and he really hasn't lost any. So I was like, I'm.
But how many years not being that guy?
Yeah.
So
Right.
now he's in his late 30s and can be that guy. Like, that's my take on it personally.
I mean, that's fair.
I think it's interesting to see him come out in his first, because I think that was their first regular season game, was it not? Or is that still preseason?
I think it was preseason.
Yeah, it was preseason. So, I mean, I guess everything's made up and the points don't matter to steal a line from whose line. In the preseason, it's like, do whatever.
Yeah,
so if you want to
true,
test what it feels like to get ejected from a game, you might as well do it in a preseason game against the fucking St. Louis Blues. But I would still urge caution, because even though your line mates have your back, and you now have Pat Maroon, who is a fucking monster truck of a guy.
Patty, man. Love Patty.
I still think you really do have to give it some consideration of who you're going to fight. Because who was it a couple of years ago? Some young kid, was it Svechnikov, that went up against Alex Ovechkin, was like, I'm going to challenge my countryman to a fight, and then picked notable big-ass motherfucker Alex Ovechkin.
I think it was Svetch.
Alex is not tiny. And if you've ever been hit by him, I think you can attest to that. And Svetch got his shit rocked. Like, again, pick your fucking battles, bro. Don't go up against someone that, like, is... Like, don't go up against a Tom Wilson. Don't go up against a Rempe. Don't go up against... I mean, Bolduc is probably fine in terms of, like, an opponent.
Yeah.
But, like, just be careful. Don't get so excited by your first ever fight that you're like, I'm going to go fight everybody. I'm going to fight that dude and that dude and that dude, because you're going to get your shit rocked, bro.
Wasn't that like a couple years ago, too, that some rookie tried to fight Malkin? And I'm like, another giant fucking Russian dude. No. Yeah. I've watched Malkin's career enough to know I don't want to get hit by him. That's a big fucking guy.
Don't fucking fight most of the Russians.
Yeah, because
like, most of them
kill you.
Yeah, absolutely.
I don't know enough about Kirill, but I imagine you probably don't want to fuck with Kirill Kaprizov.
Yeah, Kirill will fuck you up too. He doesn't, like, it's mostly when other people start with him, right? Then he'll kind of go with him. But yeah, I wouldn't.
He answers the bell. Yeah, I wouldn't either.
Yeah, 100%.
He's not going to start it, but he'll finish it. Which is
right.
I respect that. I respect that a lot. Be like, hey, look, I'm not going to get up in your shit and do whatever. But the second you step in my space, I let you know that it's my space and you cannot be
slept, son.
Yeah. And much like, any team with their star player, like, you fuck with Kirill, you got the entire team coming after you. Not that he can't handle his own shit, but, like, they're going to make sure you don't do this again because you're a dumbass.
Yeah.
Right. Well, and I think considering who the captain of the Chicago Blackhawks is now, a one Nick Foligno.
Oh, yeah.
Is probably, knowing the Foligno brothers, first off, he's excited that Connor got into a fight. But he's also like, all right, kid, let's settle down, though. I love the enthusiasm, but, like, let's pump the brakes a little bit.
And he is very much that guy with Connor. Like,
he's like his big
Connor
brother.
under
so
his
great.
wings. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not like Marcus was out there starting shit and he's like, yeah, go, bud. Like, that's how we do it in our family. He's like, no, simmer down now. Like,
take about 80% off or there, Squirrely Dan.
Yeah. Go take a nap. Like, come on.
100%.
Get a juice box.
But we love to see it.
Okay.
I mean, I think that this is part of becoming, like, an NHL player in its fullest form is that you're going to get into a fight eventually, whether you start it or somebody else does. And so it was interesting to see Connor being the one in the preseason to start taking swings. And I guess his teammates did say that they noticed that he had gotten a little bit more involved in like puck battles and stuff in the preseason and training camps and things like that. So I think he's really wanting to fight for his place.
Well, and I think that was the biggest complaint of a lot of people last year is this lack of like physicality and wanting to be a part of that. Because like I get his play style isn't necessarily the physical kind of grinder forward.
Right.
He's a very much so a fast-paced finesse guy. But I think taking that initiative of not necessarily just being the most physical guy, but taking that step up in physicality is only going to help his abilities, and B, that's really going to show everyone who is touting this kid as the next big superstar that he's willing to put in the work to fit the bill of what he's being touted as.
Yeah. But again, gentle reminder, Connor. That's a fucking bird. So you know what? Makes sense. I don't know. Gentle reminder, Connor. You can't carry the whole team on your back.
Right.
Don't try to. Okay? You can't do it. You're going to burn the candle at both ends and you're going to end up washing out. And you don't want to wash out.
Big time.
So,
big time.
Take it easy. Learn the do's and the don'ts. And fight smaller dudes. There you
got
go.
at least 20 years to learn how to fight, bro. You don't got to do it. And
you don't have to prove it to everybody this year that you can fight.
Yeah. Exactly.
Again, look at Sidney Crosby.
Yeah.
And
he didn't start proving it until more recently.
Yeah. And regardless, he's still going in the Hall of Fame, even if he didn't fight.
Yeah.
So
he could have never dropped gloves and still would have been a first ballot Hall of Famer.
Absolutely.
Connor McDavid, Connor McDavid proved he could score and he can have a 120-point season and beat your ass.
Yeah.
Maybe. We'll see. Well, that, I think, brings us to our next segment, which is the question of the week, which this week is a question and an activity. You're welcome.
We love a group activity.
You get it.
We love a group activity. So this week's question is, which teams do you think have the ability to make it into the playoffs? Now, Chris wants us to also add, who do we think is winning? I don't think I'm qualified to talk on that because not even all of the teams have gotten on the fucking ice yet. And I can talk all I want about this roster versus that roster, but until you actually see what they're doing on the ice, I just can't. I don't have it in me. So maybe we save that for like week 2, Chris, when we've actually had every team play.
We could do that next week.
Yes, I think so. All right, so we are just going to we're going to start in the Atlantic Division because that's how NHL.com has it. And we're going to work our way down. So, Boston Bruins, yay or nay, making it into the playoffs in 2025?
Yes. 100% yes.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think they make the playoffs.
They're going to make it in and lose, but they're going to make it in. Detroit, the Red Wings, making it to playoffs, yay or nay? I'm going to go no. I think that they've made incredible improvement.
Close to making the playoffs, but I don't think they're going to make the playoffs.
You know what?
They're going to battle hard for a wild card spot.
Yeah.
But they're not going to get it.
They're almost there. They're almost there. They just need to address a couple more things, but they're almost there.
Yep. Florida Panthers, playoffs, yay or nay?
Yes. Yes.
Yep. Danger saying
yeah,
no.
but I'm not fucking happy. No, I said yeah, but I'm not happy about it.
Okay, fair. That'll be me for a couple of these, so don't worry. The Montreal Canadiens. What do you think about Montreal? I'm saying no.
I'm going to say yes. I think they have the pieces to make a wild card run. I mean, they just got Patrick Laine. I think they can do it.
I think, again, they're going to come really close, but it's going to come to a flip of the coin on whether or not they actually make it. I don't know that I'm qualified to say for sure one way or another.
Ottawa Senators. Oops, sorry.
No, you're good. No. I don't think
No, I think
No.
that they're, again, another team that's getting close.
Yeah, they are. Tampa Bay Lightning.
I'm gonna
no.
I'm gonna say no.
I'm gonna say no too, actually. I think that's a resounding no from all three of us. I think that they battle it out in the wild card slot, but they do not make it this year.
I
You don't think they even make it that far?
No, I think they battle for a wild card spot. I just, like, again, their roster is so good, and the fact that I'm even saying I don't think they're gonna make the playoffs in my mind is fucking crazy.
Yeah.
I don't know. They felt like they've been slipping the past few years.
Yeah, I agree.
Maybe that's just me.
I think their fight's missing a little fire, to be honest.
I agree for sure.
Yeah. All right. This one, controversial. Toronto Maple Leafs, yay or nay?
Yes. I think they can.
I
don't think so this year.
I think if they get in, it's another first round exit. I think they continue the tradition.
But it's
honestly.
tradition.
So while it may be a playoff entry spot, I don't think it's like you're not destined to stay there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Buffalo Sabres, yay or nay?
No.
No.
Like we said earlier, the ability to be that team is there. It's just whether or not, and like the past two seasons, I have said that they are a team that's going to make the playoffs, and they haven't. So I'm not going to say it this year.
They embarrass you every year, Chris.
Every fucking
every year.
It's because they know that Chris said that they would make it, and they said no. Fuck that guy.
This is the wildest case of sports betting we've ever seen. They specifically listen to Chris on the Pucked Up podcast
So
to
we're gonna
determine where their season ends up.
Just and to specifically say, no, fuck that guy.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
That's fuck that guy.
Eat shit, Chris. That's what
I'm
they said.
I'm a fan of you fuckers. Stop making me wrong.
Next up, we have, that wraps up the Atlantic Division. Let's head on into the Metropolitan Division, where we're going to start off with the New Jersey Devils. Yay or nay for playoff appearance?
Yes.
Yes.
I think they can. I think Markstrom's going to be a big help to that team.
Yeah, I think absolutely. Carolina Hurricanes. Yay or nay? I say yay.
I don't think. I think they're going to close.
Fail.
But
I also agree with Danger. I think that they're gonna come close. Mm-hmm. But okay. I don't think they make it this year.
I think they make it. I just don't think they have a good performance yet again. I think it's the same thing we saw last year and the year before.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sorry. The Columbus Blue Jackets. Yay or nay?
No.
I couldn't even hold in the laughter to ask that question.
After everything that has happened this year, I would love to see them make the playoffs.
Yes.
But they just don't have it.
Mm-mm.
They just don't have it.
Would it make for an incredible story? Yes. And if it happens, will I be rooting for them? Absolutely, yes.
Hell yeah.
100% yes, I will. Do I think that they have it in them? No, I do not.
No.
The New York Islanders, yay or nay?
Yes.
Really?
They made it last year, and it was a very tough wild card, but they earned it. I think if Sorokin stays healthy all season in net, I don't see why they can't make the playoffs.
I would say it's another wild card appearance. Yeah. I don't think they're making it just off of into the top, whatever it is, 16 or whatever.
Yeah.
14.
That's fine.
12? I don't know. Math is hard.
12?
Yeah, because it's 4 wild cards.
Yeah.
So it's top 12.
Yeah.
Danger, what was your
I don't
prognosis?
Think they'll make it this year.
Okay. Fair?
They might come close, but I don't think they'll get it.
Yeah. The New York Rangers, yay or nay?
Yes. Yeah. I don't doubt them battling for the cup this year either. So
I do. I don't think they make it to the cup round.
Okay.
I think round 2 exit for them.
All right.
That's fair.
But I could be wrong, which is why I'm reserving judgment. We have not seen them play a game yet. So, but if I had to pick, the Philadelphia Flyers, yay or nay?
No. might make it, but I don't think they'll go far.
I think they make it in a wild card spot.
Yeah.
I think it's the same case as last year. I think they get close and they just the Flyers are so fucking weird, man. I don't understand that team.
I think though, if Philly doesn't make it into the playoffs this year, I think we say goodbye to Torts.
I believe so as well. I think so.
Yeah. That is a firm prediction on our end. The Pittsburgh Penguins, yay or nay?
No.
I'm going to say yes.
Fuck the Penguins.
You think they're going to bounce back this year after missing it?
I think the fucking utter disappointment that everyone had in that team with how good that team is on paper and how well they played throughout parts of the season. I think that is going to be a huge fucking chip on their shoulders. They added Kevin Hayes, who's a good player. I think they could bounce back and make the playoffs. I think probably a wild card. But I think they can make the playoffs.
I think it's a wild card run, if anything. I don't know if I'm utterly confident in them getting even the wild card position, to be honest.
It's so hit or miss right now. We don't have enough information on them right now.
Mm-hmm. Yep. All right. The Washington Capitals, yay or nay?
I'd love to see them make playoffs. I really would.
Yeah.
My heart for UD says yes, but in honesty, I don't feel confident enough in that team to make the wild card. Like last year, it was fucking awesome that they made it, but they're statistically the worst team in NHL history.
Which I think is hilarious.
Right.
So which is the most Capitals thing ever.
It really is. It's a badge of honor, honestly.
It really is. I just don't think so this year.
I think we've added a lot of components. I think we're going to struggle for a wild card position again. I think we ultimately get it, but I think it's an early exit once more, possibly even a sweep. Which hurts me to say, because obviously I want a fucking cup. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, that's what I want, but I don't think I'm going to get it. That's okay. That's okay. All right, now we move into the Central Division. And we're going to start with the St. Louis Blues. Yay or nay?
No. They can
No. They just didn't do enough to address their problems in the offseason for me to feel comfortable. Like, there's a lot of talent on the team, but no, I don't think they can do it.
Agreed. It's a no for me, dog. I am Randy.
Hi, it's me. I'm Randy.
We'll get shirts made for next week.
I do that for a living, so
yeah, right. I'll just call you up. All right, the Chicago Blackhawks, yay or nay?
No, they haven't. No, there's still a lot of work that needs to be done.
I mean, unless Connor's going to punch out every player on opposing teams
and play every
just win
position
by forfeit,
yeah.
Then I don't think we see them. I don't think this year is for them, unfortunately. This one I have feelings about. The Colorado Avalanche.
Yes. Yeah. I don't see why not.
They'll make it to playoffs. I don't know that they'll make it to the third round, but they could.
I don't think they do. I think they've had 2 years now of performances that were subpar. I think with Valerie Nichushkin letting them down the way they did.
That's true.
I think, and he's coming back mid-season after 17, well, not mid-season, but like a quarter of the way through the season, after a 17-plus game suspension for violating the player assistance program. I think we're going to start to see them fall apart a little bit. Because I think that they have placed a lot of their hopes and dreams in certain players, and those certain players aren't performing.
Yeah. Plus, you haven't had Landeskog in a couple years. The whole Mikko Rantanen contract situation.
Yeah.
But I could see a world where that happens, but I could also see a world where Makar and McKinnon throw that team on their backs.
Possibly. Yeah. Absolutely. I think, if anything, I think we see the wheels start to rattle a little bit. And it's not a natural entry. It's maybe a wild card entry because they have to fight to get back into the playoffs. I think we see them struggle this year. The Dallas Stars, yay or nay?
Yeah. That
I'm
team.
not
That
fucking happy
that
about
team.
it.
I say yes, but they're
lot of
not
talent.
winning.
No, I don't think so.
I don't think they're winning.
I think it's.
We could be wrong.
I think it's
but
realistic to think that they can win the cup. That there's a lot of talent, but I don't know if they're there yet.
Yeah. Agreed. All right. Next up, we have the Minnesota Wild, yay or nay?
Yeah.
I say yeah.
I think we'll make
don't
the
think they
playoffs.
last.
I hope we make it to the second round, but I don't think we go past the second round again.
Yeah. There's no reason
Because
in
that's
my
only
mind that the
happened
Wild
like
don't
once or
make the
twice in
playoffs.
franchise history for us to make it to the second round, let alone.
Yeah.
They have the talent. My questions.
We have the talent.
Yeah, my questions rely on goaltending. I love Fleury, but he's at the point where he's inconsistent. I like Gus, but I don't know if he's...
I think once we get Volstad up permanently, which won't happen until Fleury retires, which I'm okay with. Like, I would rather have a great last year for Fleury and give up potential playoff spot this season to give Volstad that opportunity to have one more year down in Iowa, come up when we need him, and really get to mesh well with the team, because that's only going to help when he comes up next year.
And the youth you guys have is wild.
Yeah.
Rossi, Faber, there's a lot of young talent on that team that I'm like,
and
they're
so talented. They are so talented. Even with Kirill, Kirill's not the young guy on the team anymore, but he's young enough where he's that middle child kind of.
Yeah. Well, where with his contract,
he can play with the old guys. He can play. Right.
If he doesn't stay, you guys are okay. That's really how I'm looking at it, because there's always the chance that he chooses to go somewhere else.
He's like Mikko in that he stays his entire career with us.
Yeah. Oh, for sure.
I hope.
I think.
Yeah. But I agree. As long as Rossi's contract is up at the end of this year, I believe.
Or
Faber we have for another 8 years, or next year. Yeah. Kirill is up, I think, in 2026. But, we've got these guys around for a while yet.
I think what we need to see out of the Wild is more control. I think the Wild have a big, long history of committing stupid penalties.
Yeah.
And getting into too many fights that do not work to their advantage. They don't pick their fights well. They do well in those fights. They win those fights. But I don't think it energizes the team the way it needs to more often than not, particularly when they get into playoff contention. I think that is their game shifts a little bit, and they're so excited, and so
we get more chippy the closer to playoffs we get, and that's when we should be battling down the hatches and playing more technical hockey than the beefy hockey.
That's
and so that's your biggest weakness, and I'd love to see that change this year, but I don't know if it will.
They score goals really well. Their defense is great. For a team that gives up as many goals as they do, their defense is good. My biggest concern is the goaltending. And like you guys said, physicality is great. But when it comes down to the nitty-gritty, you're coming into March, April, you need to buckle that shit down and do what your team is good at. And that's being a powerful offensive force. I don't see why they can't. But it's in my mind, I don't see a world where the Wild miss the playoffs.
Yeah. Agreed. Agreed. All right. The Nashville Predators, yay or nay?
Yes.
I think they make playoffs, yeah.
I
don't know how far
first line?
go, but...
they're not a wild card. I think that they're a natural entry into the playoffs this year.
Oh, yeah. They're top 3,
for sure.
I think. There's no question. Stamkos and Marchessault on the first line.
Yeah. The Utah Hockey Club, which... if they make it into the freaking playoffs as UHC, that is the funniest and dumbest thing I've ever seen in my life. Genuinely. Might be funnier than the Caps having the worst statistical entry ever. I don't think that they make it. I think that they have some talent, but I don't think they make it. Chris, what do you think?
I think they make it. I think
You
that
think
they
they
have.
make it?
I think they make it. I think that there's enough pieces there and a completely fresh start.
Yeah.
And some of the additions that they brought in the offseason. I'm this is my crazy wild card pick here. I think
Okay.
Utah makes the playoffs.
All right, fair enough. If it happens again, I'll root for them just for the funny of it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That'll be my chaos vote for sure. Winnipeg Jets, yay or nay?
Yeah, I don't see a reason that they don't. Mark Scheifele's on a tear. Connor Hellebuck just won the Vezina. There's no reason in my mind that they don't make the playoffs.
They got in last year, but they just could not make it.
Yeah, they did.
They struggled
couldn't
last
hang.
year for sure.
Yeah. So we'll see. We haven't seen them play a game yet, so who knows? Who knows what we'll see out of them? All right, that wraps up the Central Division. Now moving into the Pacific Division. The Anaheim Ducks, yay or nay?
It's no. Listen, if
it's
we
very
finish above
unfortunate no.
the bottom 5, I'll be fucking shocked.
It's a very unfortunate no. You guys did not make, and we've discussed this before, you guys did not make enough moves in the offseason to really have entered a rebuild.
You have to actually do something
technically speaking,
to make moves.
Right. Would we love to see it? Yes, we would.
Oh,
especially
sure.
with the dope jerseys that they just brought in this year. We
So
would love
fire.
to see it.
They're so
However,
fire.
I just don't think so, bud.
It's not happening this year.
Yeah.
Would love it to. Not gonna happen. The Calgary Flames, which I just got so confused because I could have sworn that was the Ottawa Charge logo, but Calgary Flames, yay or nay?
I don't think this year.
No.
I don't know.
No.
I don't think so, not this year. Losing Markstrom was huge. Losing Markstrom was real big. I think they'll be fine in net. I don't have the confidence in that team. No. Again, I want them to change my mind. I respect the shit out of the Calgary Flames and their history of everything that they've and all the players that have come out of Calgary, but yeah. I don't think that they can. Not this year, at least.
No. All right. We have the Edmonton Oilers. Yay or nay?
Wouldn't you guys shit if I said no?
I might say no.
I think they make it. I don't know that they go all the way to the third round.
Back to the finals.
No.
I can agree with that unless something big fucking changes.
Mm-hmm.
They're a lock for the playoffs. I would almost lock them in as winning the Pacific. But I don't know if they make another finals run again.
I think the wheels fall off that bus way too soon.
It's cup or bust this year. That's what it is.
Yep. I think they'll make it in. I think they will not win a cup. I think we see massive trades and coaching changeover.
Yeah.
I really do. Los Angeles Kings, yay or nay?
I don't think they make playoffs this year.
I think
they come real close. Maybe make it into the first round, but I think they fall apart.
I think we see them battle spanked last year in the postseason.
Yeah.
I'm not confident enough in that roster to say yes.
I think we see them battle for a wild card slot. I don't know if they get it again this year. Yeah. I haven't seen too much out of them, any changes that they may have made. I might have to go back and look, but I'm not confident in them.
Nothing drastic.
Yeah. So I don't think it's enough to put them over that hump. The San Jose Sharks, yay or nay?
Macklin Celebrini is not enough. That team needs they did just resign. They did just re-sign LeBanc, but I'm not confident. Again, I'm not confident enough in them to even make a wild card right now.
Yeah, I agree. The Vancouver Canucks, yay or nay?
Yeah. There's no question. There's no with how well they played last season. There's no question that I think they make the playoffs.
Yeah, I think so too. I don't think they're taking home a cup, but I think they make it in.
Oh yeah, especially if Besser has a season like he had last year.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, that also depends on the whole Thatcher Demko situation with injury when he comes back.
Mhm.
That
Very
might play
true.
a factor, but I do believe that they'll make it.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I think they make it. Again, they're not taking it, but I think they get in for whatever that's worth. The Vegas Golden Knights, yay or nay?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The fact that people are saying that they're like worried about the Vegas Golden Knights because they lost Marchessault and they lost like some goaltending stuff. I'm like, have you looked at the rest of their fucking roster?
Yeah.
Right.
Like, yeah, they lost some pieces, but what? Like, you're just ignoring the amazing players in that team.
I think we might see them struggle though
To start the season, I think they'll struggle
Yeah.
a little bit.
to get their footing. Yeah.
I think they find it.
But I think they find it. I agree. I absolutely agree with that. And then lastly, we have the Seattle Kraken.
No.
Yes or no?
No.
I'd love to see them make the playoffs, though.
Same.
Yeah.
Same.
I don't know that they will, but I'd like to see them make at least first round.
I think we'll see them fight for a wild card spot. I would love to see it, if nothing else, because I think it would be the perfect STFU to all of the Jessica Campbell haters out there who are like, why is a girl able to be an assistant coach?
Right.
So I would love it just to shut that down. But I think that they're missing some components. I think that they're missing some players. I think they're missing I don't want to say the drive to do it, but like kinda.
You know what
I don't know.
didn't help was losing Sergachev in the off season.
Yeah.
That did not help them in any way.
Did not help matters. No. No.
Listen, I love watching Matty Beniers play. That kid is talented. If Shane Wright can finally get to a point where he's developed enough and ready to like be a star on the main roster, I think that there's a shot that they can battle for a wild card. I just, like you said, I don't think there's enough there yet.
And I love Grubauer. I think he's incredible. I think he needs more goaltending help. I think he needs more. Yeah. So, well, guys, that is our yay or nay for playoffs. If you have been following along and tracking how many yays, how many nays, how many wildcard spots, and you find that somehow the numbers worked out to it being like 27 yays, and that's statistically impossible, shut your fucking mouth. Okay? These are vibes, not a crystal ball.
I picked 17 teams for a 16-team fucking playoffs, so.
Yeah.
Fucking hell.
I don't know what I picked. Genuinely, again, it was vibes about whether or not I think they got the juice to get there.
I do think the Central might be the toughest division this year.
Yeah.
I think
there's a lot of really good teams in the Central.
Yeah. Yeah, I think the Atlantic kind of fell off.
Yeah. Who do you think's getting the first overall pick this year?
I don't know.
Batman, Chicago
who do you
again.
Think's at
yeah,
the
right?
I would say, who do you think's at the bottom?
That's the problem, is that I can't guarantee that because of that stupid fucking lottery bullshit.
All right, well, who do you think finishes at the bottom of the league? I guess is a better question.
That's tough. That's tough because quite a few of these teams
are bad. Yeah,
suck. Yeah,
and the potential for them falling apart, like, is so strong because there's a handful of teams that lose it in the second half of the season.
Oh, true.
Because of injuries or whatever. So like it could flip so quickly that I don't feel qualified to make that decision.
I'm gonna say Anaheim's been fighting for best loser for a couple of years now, and I think this is the year they might actually get it.
They've gotten it already too. And we still didn't even get the first overall pick.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Which I can agree. A travesty. Like,
I know, like the fact that we got snubbed on both Celebrini last year and Bedard the year before is like, bro.
Mm-hmm.
I think Anaheim. I think Columbus.
I think Columbus. Yeah.
I think Chicago. That could be.
I don't think Chicago is going to be as far down in the bottom.
Yeah,
I think they're bottom 7.
In the bottom. Yeah, I was going to say bottom 5.
Yeah,
but 7's fair.
I think we see San Jose possibly back in the bottom. I think we see. I mean, really, the Central team is so hard to pick any of these because I don't really foresee, unless the Utah Hockey Club just absolutely fucking falls apart, despite all the talent that they have. It being a new team and maybe they haven't gelled yet would be the only thing that would put them anywhere close to bottom 10. Yeah, I think we see the Blue Jackets down there. I think.
Listen, Utah.
I don't know.
Liam O'Brien, in his press conference, said he's ready when it comes to Utah hockey clubs, and if Spicy Tuna's ready, it's his fucking
Spicy
game.
Tuna.
Jesus Christ! The best thing ever. Liam O'Brien, you can call me Spicy Tuna.
Yeah.
Tuna's ready, guys. It's game time.
Oh my god. Well, with that, let's talk about some actual gameplay. Why don't we switch it over, Danger, for you to talk about the Naughty Boys and the Hurdy Boys.
So we have one Naughty Boy, and it is Connor, best name ever, Connor Geeky. I don't know if that's how you actually say it, but that's how it's spelled. Yeah. So that's what he's getting called.
That's how it's said here on this goddamn podcast.
Right. He plays for Tampa Bay. He got suspended for one preseason game for leaving the bench on a legal line change for the purpose of starting an altercation with Josh Davies. That's all it
terrific.
says. Right?
Literally just
you left the bench to go fuck somebody up.
You were able to, and you were like, hey, don't go out there. I want to punch this guy.
Yeah, yeah. Like, nope, my turn, and I'm going to, jump up and kill him. So, congratulations to that dude.
You psycho.
Yeah. Never heard your name before. Good luck. In the NHL is all I have to say. But no. Right. And then for the injuries, we are just going off of new players. I spent buku amount of time cross-referencing. I feel like I was working again. So hopefully I made no mistakes. If I did, I apologize. Please don't bring it up. I'll cry. But so the new injuries for Anaheim, we don't have any new players injured. For Boston, we have Ian Mitchell, who has an undisclosed injury. He is listed as being on IR, expected to be out until at least October 16th. Okay. For Buffalo, we have Nicholas Abe-Kubel, listed with a lower body injury. He is also on IR, expected to be out until at least November 1st. Zach Benson, a lower body injury, listed as day-to-day. And then that concussion we mentioned earlier for John Jason Paterka, thank you. My brain went Peterka.
I think he goes by JJ, so I'm surprised to see that he's spelled out John Jason.
By JJ.
Yeah.
And it just made me want to say Jingleheimer Schmidt. You know what I mean?
John Jacob Jingleheimer Schmidt. But that concussion is just listed as day-to-day currently, so hopefully it was a minor one.
Which is good, because that was
he hasn't been completely evaluated yet.
Yeah, because that was
Dillon on it.
Yeah, I don't know if you got to see that. I'm sure
we'll see that change a little bit.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
Right. For Calgary, we have Igor Sharonagonovich, lower body injury.
I like Sharonagonovich better, and we should petition for him to change his name.
My Sharona. He is listed with a lower body injury on IR, expected to be out until at least October 15th.
Yeah.
Then we have no new injuries for Carolina, Chicago, or Colorado.
Boop, boop.
This is good news.
This is good news. This is good. For Columbus, we have Dmitry Voronikov, upper body injury on IR, expected to be out until at least October 17th. Gavin Brindley has a fingy injury on IR, expected to be out until at least November 12th. So a significant finger injury. He probably cut it off. I don't know.
Lost it in a battle with the warthog.
Right, with the award. Timon and Pumbaa attacked him.
As one does hungry. In rural Ohio.
Right. Hey, man. Hey. You know nothing about Ohio if you don't know about their wild warthogs.
I love it. Then for Dallas, we have Wyatt Johnson, has an undisclosed injury. He was listed as day-to-day. And Maverick Bjork, also undisclosed on IR, expected to be out until at least October 15th. For Detroit, we have Shai Bum. Undisclosed on IR, expected to be out until at least October 17th. Tim Gettinger, undisclosed as well on IR, expected to be out until at least October 17th. Jack Campbell, not injury related, but on IR, expected to be out until at least November 2nd.
Does that mean he's a dick?
I
feel like that means he's a dick.
I think it was a family thing.
Oh no, now I feel bad.
So it's not. It's not. But
no,
instead
he entered the players' assistant program.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so now I'm an asshole.
Say that, or just say personal reasons. It's the not injury related, and then putting him on IR.
Not injury related to me it means like a team suspension. You know what I mean? You didn't show up and they took you out
something
for a
like
games.
that.
Because I knew I had read something about him having to step away from the team. At first I thought I heard it was a family thing, but player assistance program.
Okay. Well, good for him for seeking that help. I will never
we will never give them shit
on
for that.
people.
And he's had a rough few years, so you know.
Yeah. So for Edmonton, we have Derek Ryan, undisclosed, listed as day-to-day. No new injuries for Florida or Los Angeles. For the Minnesota Wild, we have, and forgive me, this is a new player, Grime Clark.
Graham.
Really?
Yeah.
How fucking okay?
Ass
hate
backwards.
It here.
Yeah.
See, and I look at that.
Yeah.
So my grandma we used to call her Granny May, and her license plate was GRNEMAE.
Okay.
So I look at that, and my brain just thinks of Granny May, right?
Yeah.
But his name is Greg. That's the most
Graham.
fucking.
I only know how to pronounce it because there's a lacrosse player named Graham Hosick, and he spells his name exactly like that. It's a Canadian thing.
I think it's like a European thing.
Yeah.
Too. Graham.
I mean, it could just be oatmeal fucking parent.
It wouldn't be pucked up if we didn't bitch.
He
about
is from
somebody's
Waconia,
name.
Minnesota.
Oh, that's even funnier.
So he's a hometown boy.
He's a hometown boy, and I hate his parents. That's where I'm going with that. I'm kidding.
I'll email them right now and let them know.
You motherfuckers, why?
Yeah.
I lived not far from Waconia for a long time. He was also born in 2001, and I feel old. That was my sophomore year of fucking high school.
I was like 9.
Oh, that's right. We got him when we traded Adam Beckman away.
Yeah.
Last year. Anyway, Bram, I'm sorry.
Grimet.
I gave you the benefit of the doubt of being like a European name, Grimet, whatever.
Yeah.
Anyway, he is listed as a lower body injury on IR, expected to be out until at least November 7th. For Montreal, we have Jaden Struble, upper body injury listed as day-to-day. No new injuries for Nashville. For New Jersey, we have Santeri Hakikaka.
Hataka. I think.
Is he Samoan? Yeah. That sounds like a Samoan name.
I think he's from Finland.
That is nowhere near.
But that checks out.
Yep, he's from Finland.
But yes, that makes sense too. He is listed as an upper body injury on IR, expected to be out until at least October 12th. Adam Beckman, undisclosed injury. That syphilis bus hit New Jersey, apparently. Shocking.
Beep, beep. Yikes.
On IR, expected to be out until at least October 15th. Tobias Vleinen. Sure. Upper body injury on IR, expected to be out until at least October 22nd. And Josh Philman, upper body injury on IR, expected to be out until at least October 15th. No new injuries for the New York Islanders or the Rangers. For Ottawa, we have Matthew Highmore, upper body injury on IR, expected to be out until at least October 14th. And Claude Giroux, personal reasons listed as day-to-day.
What the hell is going on with Giroux?
Giroux.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Let me do a Google search.
Google.
Yeah, I'm not quite sure what that one was.
Doesn't say. Oh, the birth of his son over the weekend.
Oh,
well, congratulations
Claude
on the
shout out to the
baby.
baby.
Cloud and his wife welcomed their third child. So, fuck yeah,
Well,
Cloud.
congratulations.
Hell yeah.
Awesome. We love hockey babies here. No new injuries for Philly. Don't remember if I said that or not. For Pittsburgh, we have Brian Rust, lower body injury on IR, expected to be out until at least October 14th. For San Jose, we have Giovanni Smith with an illness listed as day-to-day. No new injuries for the Kraken. For St. Louis, we have Brandon Syed.
Sod.
Personal Sod.
Sod boy.
Grass.
Sod.
Grass.
Well, he's a
His
sod
name is
boy.
Grass.
He's on IR.
He is very
Yeah.
sad now.
Personal reasons on IR expected to be out until at least October 15th. And Simon Robertson, upper body injury on IR, expected to be out until at least October 15th. For Tampa Bay, we have Jake Gensel, an undisclosed listed as day-to-day. Sorry,
Brandon
Jake, you
Sod
should've
also
listed.
expecting the birth of his third child.
Oh, so he's not a sod boy.
No, he's a
He's a very
happy.
happy boy.
He's a happy Sod.
Or he's about to be a sod boy because he won't be getting laid for a while. Sorry.
Or
I'm
very much
sorry.
sleep.
That too.
Definitely one
Yeah.
or the other.
Correct. For Toronto, we have Kelly Yarncrunk, lower body injury on IR, expected to be out until at least October 31st. Nicholas Robertson, upper body injury listed as day-to-day. Jake McCabe, upper body injury listed as day-to-day.
Mm.
For Utah, we have Curtis Douglas, undisclosed. Running rampant among those Mormons.
Probably.
On IR, expected to be out until at least October 14th. I can make that joke. I was once a Mormon.
I was not expecting that.
No new injuries for Vancouver or Las Vegas. For the Washington Capitals, we have Logan Thompson, who is out for personal reasons, listed as day-to-day. And lastly, no new injuries for Winnipeg. And
I
that.
thought we put Thompson on waivers.
Oh, is that why? It just
I
says
could have
personal,
sworn we did.
I mean, you may have, and they just put him on like that for whatever fucking reason, because they
Well,
hate
maybe not.
me.
Absent from practice, family reason.
Okay.
Is what it says.
Weird. Okay. Anyway, sorry.
You're good. That's all I got.
Woohoo!
Okay.
Thank you. Thank you. All right. Well, with that, we get to jump into everybody's favorites. Oh, no, wait. We don't jump into that now. Chris, you want to give us an update on our fantasy hockey league right quick?
Well, as of right now, Maul is my bitch. I'm winning 13-3.
Oh my God.
We have, so I can give you a list of right now the rundowns of the where the scores are at right now. I am facing off against our buddy Goss Maul. I am winning 13-3. Wild Weasts and Gordon Bombay, so that'll be our buddy Wes, and Danger's Spawn Matt. That is
He's
What?
listed as Spawn in my phone,
That's
and he
so
hates
funny.
it.
Wes is winning 3.6 to 1.1. Danger and D are facing off. Danger is winning 8 to 5.7. Night Wings and Marcello's BBC. Marcello, you son of a bitch. Drew and Marcello. That game is 8.3 to 2.7. Marcello.
Mhm.
And F. Scott Fitzgerald versus the Dixon Cider. Dave versus John. Dave is winning 19.2 to 7.
Jesus Christ! I hate it.
Wow. That is a jump because it was not that steep previously.
Well, what helps is he has Carter Verhage.
Yeah.
Jordan Cairo
Damn.
had 3 points today.
Whew.
Uh,
All right.
he had
Well, good for him.
or he had
No,
2 points.
no.
So
Fuck him. I'm just kidding.
I'm curious.
He's
to
my
see if
boyfriend,
That
I can say
last
that. Like-
throughout the week.
Yeah.
Week 1 goes until Monday.
The 13th. Yes.
So
Monday.
yeah. The 13th, so it'll be Sunday. So that's we'll wrap up week 1 and then we can work our way through after. But yeah.
Yep.
Dave and I right now have scored the most points. Which again means nothing when like 5 teams.
It means nothing when like I've had like 2 games.
Nobody's plays.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I've had 2 players play. I mean, that's it.
Yeah. I've had, I think, only my goalie play.
Yeah. But your goalie got you 8 whole ass.
I know, which was fucking
Wow.
incredible because goalies typically don't pull that many.
Yeah. All right. Well, now I think we can officially jump into our favorite segment of the week, which is the obscure NHL player of the week. There we go. Take it away, Chris.
In fact, our obscure NHL player of the week is Jeff Bookaboom. First off, his name is so fucking fun to say.
Yeah.
He was born March 28th, 1965 in Ajax, Ontario. The former defenseman was drafted 19th overall in the 1983 draft by the Edmonton Oilers. Does anyone want to take a guess at how many games he played?
14.
782.
Danger was the closest.
Holy shit.
In his lengthy career, he played 804 games, 30 goals, 129 assists, 1,890 penalty minutes.
I love it.
99 career playoff games, 3 goals, 16 assists, 197 penalty minutes. And in those 99 playoff games, he has won a combined 4 Stanley Cups.
Wow.
He won, I believe, 3 with he won 3 with the Edmonton Oilers, and then he won the 4th one with the New York Rangers.
There you go.
He had to retire because of concussions. I mean,
rough.
he was a fucking he had several like a lot. He retired in 1999. He was diagnosed with post-concussion syndrome and was ordered to never play hockey again.
Wow.
His total of 1,890 NHL penalty minutes is currently second all-time on the Rangers penalty minutes list.
Wow.
He has been doing some coaching here and there. One of the reasons he kind of popped into my head was, I don't know if you guys are big fans of Bar Down, but Jesse Pollock is very famous for talking about how Jeff Bookaboom was his Pee-wee coach. And he's a name that people probably don't know and don't realize that he had a great fucking career.
Yeah.
Where did he play in the OHL? The Sault Ste. Marie Greyhounds.
Okay.
And then he played 77 games in... Oh, no, he played like 85 games in the AHL in his career. That's it.
Wow.
Yeah. So, shout out to Jeff Bookaboom.
To Bookaboom.
Love it.
There you go. Yeah. Well, thank you, Chris, for that informative section on our obscure player of the week.
The first player that's like not played one game in the NHL.
Yeah.
But it makes me curious to see who is on the number 1 spot for the all-time penalty minutes for the Rangers.
Yeah. Same.
Yeah.
Next week. That's information.
Next week.
For next week.
Okay. That's a spoiler alert. If you guys have any questions for us, such as a question of the week that you would like us to answer, don't forget that you can put it in the comments on whatever podcast platform you're listening to this on. You can put it in our YouTube comments. You can put it in our TikTok comments. You can send it via carrier pigeon. However you would like to reach us, you may do so. please let us know what you want us to answer. We're happy to talk about it. If you have not already, please give us a like and a follow, or whatever the terminology is on whatever platform you're watching on, because they make new things every fucking week.
And we're everywhere, so.
We are everywhere now. And if you haven't seen, we do now release TikTok exclusive content. So if you'd like more show after this show, because you haven't had enough of us, check out our TikTok. We're dropping other quick little segments almost every day. So be on the lookout for that. If you don't know where to go to follow us, I'm sure all of the links are down where you can find links. Most of you know how to operate a fucking computer, I hope. But yeah, we are so grateful that you joined us yet again for another episode. We hope to see you back here next week. Please say something nice. A question for you all. I know Chris used to ask what's your favorite color. We have banned him from asking that this season.
I just asked it, so get over it.
The Pucked Up Players Association is going to fine Chris $5 for asking that question.
Fine me more!
We'll report on it next week. No, but serious, let us know down below if you could have had anyone as your Pee-wee hockey coach. Which NHL player would it be? Which one, and also why? Because I want to know if you think it's because they're actually a good coach or just because you want to say that you were coached by the greatest of all time.
George Parros,
so let me know.
Specifically for the mustache.
Oh, God, please no.
Ducks legend, George Parros.
Fucking Jesus Christ. All right. And on that note, thank you all so much. We will see you, Mother Puckers, in the Face-Off Circle next week.